Well, friends, this is a strange time that we're living in, and there's one particular phrase that I continue to catch myself saying over and over again as we social distance and we shelter in place and we stay at home through this COVID-19 order. And in this video, I'll tell you what that phrase is and why I hope I never say it again. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian, and this is Practically Biblical. This channel is all about sharing stories of Scripture and offering practical insights that I hope encourage you to explore the Bible more for yourself. If you like what you see, if you like this content, consider hitting that subscribe button down here at some point before this video is up. But for now, let's jump into today's story. So I told you in the intro that there's a phrase that I've caught myself saying over and over the last couple of weeks that I never want to say again. And it's not just because I've said it over and over, it's because I really don't believe it anymore. You want to know what it is? Are you ready? I can't wait till things get back to normal. Now that phrase doesn't sound like it's a very dangerous phrase. It sounds pretty tame, and it sounds like it's something that we all want and we all desire. But there's some things about it that I don't believe anymore, and I hope we don't get back to normal. And to illustrate that, I want to tell you a story. The story comes from the Old Testament book of Numbers. And Numbers comes during a time where the Hebrew people had just been freed from slavery to Egypt. We talked about Passover a couple videos ago, which I'll link right here. And the Passover was kind of their last meal as slaves in Egypt because the next day Pharaoh would let them go and release them from their bondage to slavery in his country. And so maybe you know the rest of the story. As the Hebrew people left, they were faced with this challenge of their backs against the Red Sea and the Egyptians chasing them down because Pharaoh had changed his mind. We won't go into that story right now, but let's just say that the Hebrew people made it to the other side of the river and the Egyptians did not. They were moving towards the land that God had promised them. Like, God didn't just say you were going to be free from slavery. God said, I have something better for you. I have a land of promise that I'm going to take you to. Just follow me there and be obedient and be faithful, and I'll get you there. And so they crossed the Red Sea, and as they were moving, there was a period of time where just days or weeks later, where they were getting ready to enter this promised land, and they got scared. They got nervous. And so they said, let's turn around. And they tried to get Moses and his brother Aaron to lead them back to Egypt, where they were slaves. And they even said in Numbers chapter 14 that you can read the first couple verses that people were grumbling and complaining against Moses and said, if we had only died in Egypt, but you have brought us out here to the wilderness to die. Let's go back to the way things were. At least that sense of normal, as bad as it was, we knew what to expect. We knew how life was going to go. We knew what each day looked like. They wanted to go back to slavery in Egypt instead of pushing forward to the land of promise that God had for them. Let's fast forward right back to today. I think we're living in this time of wilderness, this in-between time as we walk through this COVID-19 pandemic, stay at home, shelter-in-place order that we're living through. This is a strange time for sure. And many of us just want things to go back to the way they were. But friends, if we're being honest with ourselves, there's a lot of things about life the way it used to be that we weren't happy with. See, it's easy to forget those things right now. We just want a sense of normal again. And I believe we will have a sense of normal again, but I don't believe that normal is going to look like the normal that it looked like before. I don't think normal will ever look normal again. I think there will be a normal. I think it will be a better normal in the future, but there's still a lot of pain maybe that we need to walk through, and we need to walk through it together. So there you have it, friends. The phrase I hope I never catch myself saying again, at least in the near future, and the reasons why I feel that way. But let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments below and let me know if you're looking forward to getting back to life as normal, or if you're looking forward to what lies on the other side of this COVID-19 pandemic, stay at home, shelter in place order, whatever you want to call it, the time that we're living through right now. If you like what you see, again, consider subscribing to the channel. catch one of these other 2 videos in the meantime, and join me right back here next week on Practically Biblical.